in a dense forest under a steady downpour. The sound of raindrops hitting leaves fills the air. The protagonist moves cautiously along the muddy path, the hood of their cloak pulled over their head. Suddenly, voices echo through the trees. The hero heard a conversation between two individuals and instinctively turned his head to see who they were. Upon closer inspection, he recognized them as Zhang Li and Mao Lijun. At that moment, Mao Lijun congratulated Zhang Li, acknowledging that she had leveled up to level 3. With a smile, he reminded her of a promise she had made. Zhang Li reassured him, stating that he need not worry. She questioned whether he truly believed that the Dajiang family would care about such a trivial sum of money. She instructed him to contact her directly and added that she would be heading to the real world immediately. Before leaving, she requested that he transfer the tradable lifespan he possessed, offering him 10,000 per day of lifespan in exchange. With a satisfied smile, Mao Lijun assured her that it would not be a problem. He then remarked that Shadow had been foolish to underestimate someone as influential as Zhang Li. As Zhang Li prepared to leave, Mao Lijun muttered under his breath, considering how insignificant the effect of the game on lifespan was. He believed he could easily farm lifespan and prided himself on being a genius for converting gaming abilities into real money. Upon reaching the location of the portal, the hero activated it by placing his hand on its surface, announcing that the teleportation formation in Shell Town had been successfully activated. A notification appeared before him, informing him that he had earned 1 reputation point and could teleport once daily for free. Subsequent teleportations, however, would consume tradable lifespan. The notification further stated that no other activated teleportation formations in Shanghai City had been discovered. Reflecting on this, the hero noted that a two-way teleportation system was necessary for seamless travel. Without someone reaching level 5 and activating another teleportation formation, this would remain useless. He recalled that, in his previous life, Song Fei had been in Firefly Town. With that in mind, he decided to set up an alert that would notify him immediately when someone activated Firefly Town's teleportation formation. The hero began walking through the town streets, muttering to himself that teleportation between towns was not the main concern. His ultimate goal was to reach level 10 and enter the god's abandoned realm, where the true essence of the Forsaken game would begin. As he arrived at the town square, he noticed a large gathering of players. Without hesitation, he retrieved numerous pieces of equipment from his inventory and placed them up for sale, but only for a limited time. Recognizing him immediately, the gathered players erupted into murmurs of disbelief and excitement. One player gasped in awe, exclaiming that the legendary expert, Shadow, had returned. Another revealed that they had saved 150 days of lifespan in anticipation of Shadow's next sale. A third player excitedly recounted how Shadow had previously sold the icicle spell, which had allowed Grey Rose to ascend to second place in the rankings. Another player pointed at one of the items, their eyes widening as they noticed a silver-level skill book titled Battle Cry, designed specifically for warriors. One of the players stepped forward, excitement gleaming in his eyes, and eagerly announced that he would take the Battle Cry skill book. After the hero completed the transaction, a notification appeared, confirming the exchange. Transaction successful. You have received 300 days of tradable lifespan. Following this, a man with a mustache exclaimed in disbelief, questioning whether spending 300 days of lifespan on a single skill book was worth it. The player beside him scoffed, dismissing his skepticism as short-sightedness. He explained that with the Battle Cry skill, a warrior's efficiency in farming monsters would multiply several times over. The 300 days of lifespan could be recovered in less than 2 days. As the realization set in, the rest of the players rushed toward the hero, eager to purchase the remaining items. Checking his system screen, the hero muttered to himself, noting that he had sold everything within a single minute. The system displayed that he had earned a total of 650 days of tradable lifespan, bringing his total to 2,174 days. However, he knew it still wasn't enough. His ultimate goal was to bring his living attributes, profession, and equipment into reality, but he was still far from achieving that dream. Just as the hero prepares to leave, a strikingly beautiful woman from Wang Meng's team approaches him. With a confident smile, she addressed him directly, stating that she had a valuable treasure and wanted to know if he was interested in acquiring it. As she raised her hand, a system notification provided detailed information about the ring she held. Space ring contains inventory slots. Does not occupy a ring or backpack equipment slot. Upon reading the description, the hero was momentarily stunned. A space ring? This was a highly coveted special storage item. Its true value lay in the fact that it did not take up any of the limited ring or backpack slots. Each player could carry a maximum of only 3 storage backpacks, making such an item invaluable. Although theoretically any monster could drop it, the drop rate was incredibly low. The fact that this woman had obtained one so early in the game was nothing short of extraordinary. Composing himself, the hero asked her how much she was selling it for. In his mind, he recalled that in the past, a 12-slot space ring like this had been worth at least 3,600 days of lifespan. To his surprise, the woman responded with a warm smile, stating that she did not want his lifespan in exchange. Instead, she had only one request: to add him as a friend and form a party to help them defeat a boss. Without hesitation, the hero accepted her proposal and added her to his friend list. The hero, now intrigued, turns to the woman and inquires about the boss they need to defeat. The woman explained that the boss was a gold-tier creature. Curious, the hero asked for its name. The red-haired woman admitted that she had not been able to see it clearly, as it had been too far away. However, she described it as a tattered boat floating in a swamp. Hearing this, the hero's expression grew thoughtful. He muttered to himself, processing the information. A tattered boat? Could it be the Golden Ghost Ship? The Golden Ghost Ship was an extremely rare special boss. It had no fixed level and could appear at any stage of the game. Its spawn rate was incredibly low, and it dropped unique and highly valuable special equipment. Every time the Golden Ghost Ship appeared, fierce battles would break out among the major guilds, each vying for the chance to claim its treasures. If a Golden Ghost Ship had appeared in town, it was likely to be a level 5 version. This tier of the boss was the easiest to defeat compared to its later iterations. The combination of encountering such a rare boss, obtaining a storage ring, and the fact that the woman was a member of Wang Meng's party. These coincidences felt too perfectly aligned. As they continue their journey, the hero glances at the woman beside him, deep in thought. He mutters to himself, wondering if she could be the rumored koi fish from his past life. Wanting to confirm his suspicion, he asks her how she managed to find the gold-tier boss. The red-haired woman places a finger on her chin, trying to recall the events. She explains that after finishing her meal offline, she quickly logged back into the game to level up with her party. However, her teammates were progressing at a frustratingly slow pace. Having nothing else to do, she decided to take a casual stroll around and unexpectedly stumbled upon the gold-tier boss below a cliff. Hearing this, the hero studies her with a newfound sense of curiosity. In his past life, rumors had circulated that Wang Meng's party had a member with a koi fish physique, a player who could randomly encounter rare bosses, treasure chests, underground ruins, and hidden temples simply by wandering aimlessly. At first, he had dismissed it as mere misinformation meant to mislead competitors. However, standing beside this woman now, he realizes that the rumors might have been true all along. Noticing the hero's intense gaze, the red-haired woman feels slightly embarrassed and questions him, asking why he is looking at her that way. The hero quickly shakes his head and dismisses her concerns, saying it's nothing. As they continue walking toward the forest, unbeknownst to them, a shadowy figure lurks nearby, watching their every move. The bald man swiftly made his way back to his boss, urgency evident in his voice as he delivered his report. He informed his leader that the target had just left town with the gear. Upon hearing this, a sinister smile crept onto the boss's face as he sneered, remarking that he had expected such a move. He noted that the young brat couldn't resist showing off and had even brought a girl along. Turning to his men with authority in his tone, he commanded them to move, declaring that the gear would soon be theirs. Unaware of the lurking danger, the hero and the red-haired woman discussed their upcoming battle strategy. The hero stated matter-of-factly that if the boss dropped any equipment or skill books she could use, he would give them to her, while the rest would belong to him. He then asked if she agreed to this arrangement. Momentarily taken aback, the red-haired girl tilted her head and questioned what would happen with Captain Wang Meng and the others. The hero responded logically, explaining that since her party consisted of various classes, if the boss did not drop anything beneficial for an assassin like him, his efforts would be wasted. Understanding his reasoning, the woman nodded in agreement. However, she quickly followed up with a playful request. Smiling, she asked if he could sell any equipment useful for Captain Wang Meng and the rest at a discount. Maintaining his calm demeanor, the hero assured her that it would not be a problem. Pleased with his response, the red-haired girl smiled brightly and suggested waiting for Captain Wang Meng to come online before setting off. She then asked him where they were headed. Without hesitation, the hero informed her that they were going to find the gold-tier boss. Hearing this, the red-haired girl suddenly froze, her face turning pale. Her body trembled as she stammered that since he was an assassin, he could turn invisible, but as a mage, she had no such ability. She feared that if the boss attacked her, she would not survive even a single hit. The hero reassured her with unwavering confidence, stating that he alone would be enough to handle the fight and that she could simply watch from a safe distance. The red-haired girl gasped in disbelief, her thoughts racing. The idea of a single person taking down a gold-tier boss seemed absurd. Although she knew the expert was incredibly strong, she muttered to herself in shock, struggling to comprehend the sheer audacity of his claim. Suddenly, the hero activated his stealth skill, vanishing from the red-haired woman's sight. Panicked, she called out, asking where he had gone. Meanwhile, the team that had been secretly tailing them remained hidden, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. One of the team members turned to his boss and nervously reported that Shadow had disappeared. The boss, unfazed, smirked with a sinister gleam in his eyes and confidently assumed that the hero had tricked the girl and abandoned her in the wild. Seeing this as the perfect opportunity, he ordered his teammates to move in and capture the girl, suggesting they could have some fun with her first. He chuckled, boasting that following him ensured a good life, and as proof, women were already coming their way. Just then, before they could make their move, the hero reappeared in front of them. Without hesitation, he unleashed his skill Instant Shadow Slash, cutting through the entire group in a blur of lethal precision. Within moments, all the enemies were torn apart, their bodies disintegrating into the game system. A notification appeared before the hero. You have killed 5 players and received 12 tradable lifespan in total. Glancing at the fading remains of his fallen enemies, the hero scoffed, remarking that they were so weak it felt like taking down low-level mobs. After eliminating the threat, the hero reappeared beside the red-haired woman. Still visibly shaken, she turned to him and demanded to know where he had just been. Remaining calm, the hero explained that a group of people had been following them, so he had simply dealt with them and sent them back to town. As realization dawned on her, her expression shifted from concern to amusement. With a playful grin, she remarked that, at first, she had assumed he had just stepped away to relieve himself. Then, as if struck by an odd thought, she mused aloud that, since he had an invisibility skill, it must make going to the toilet incredibly convenient. He could do so anywhere without worrying about being seen. Pausing briefly, she tilted her head in contemplation before suddenly exclaiming that if something left his body, like waste, it should logically become visible again. Unwilling to entertain such an embarrassing conversation, the hero let out a sigh and promptly changed the subject. Keeping his expression neutral, he urged her to stop wasting time and lead him to the boss.